This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with the daily wrestling news updates. WWE has announced the locations for the next 3 WrestleManias. WrestleMania 37 was originally supposed to be in LA, but now it's taking place in Florida at Raymond James Stadium, where it was supposed to be last year, and it's going to take place over 2 nights, Saturday, April 10th and Sunday, April 11th. As far as the next 2 WrestleManias, Texas is really hot for wrestling right now. WWE has obviously picked up on that, and WrestleMania 38 next year will be back at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. And LA's SoFi Stadium, or SoFi, however you pronounce it, is going to be April 2nd, 2023. So that's where WrestleMania is going to be the next 3 years for all of you that are excited about it. So as far as this year, it's going to be 2 nights, and I guess we'll see the success of it this year at 2 nights again before they actually decide if it's going to be more than just 1 night the next 2 years. It's going to be hard to pack a stadium 2 nights in a row, especially with the overall popularity of WWE on the decline. I do have a couple of announcements to make. SWE Fury came to an agreement with me today. They are now going to post their weekly wrestling TV show every Tuesday night on my channel on the Hannibal TV at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night, I am going to do an SWE Fury podcast that will air both on my YouTube channel, the Hannibal TV, and SWE Fury's YouTube channel. And it's going to be me with legendary wrestling official James Beard, who is also one of the matchmakers for SWE Fury. We're going to take fan questions, and we're also going to be discussing what's going on in SWE Fury. And as I've been discussing, they do have a big show in Irving, Texas, right in the Dallas area, February the 6th. And Teal Piper has been added to the already stacked card on February 6th, featuring a lot of other talent, including Tim Storm, Justin Credible, Amber Nova, Selena De La Renta and the Blood Hunter, Miranda Alizé, Rodney Mack, who is the TV champion, Christy James, who is the ladies champion, Mark Henry, Charlie Haas, among others. And I'm also going to be posting some classic SWE shows on this channel. So lots of stuff going on with SWE these days. Also, speaking of SWE, they do have a huge show. Tickets are on sale now for Carthage, Texas, Saturday, February 27th. Selena De La Renta is managing the Blood Hunter on that show. And Selena has been involved in some recent matches in Florida that are going to be aired on the Hannibal TV starting next week. So there's going to be a lot of great stuff on this channel, so be sure to subscribe, follow us on Facebook, like our Facebook page at the Hannibal TV. There is a lot of ad-free content on there. Hello to Maria Davis. I'll go into some of your questions. A lot of great content on our Instagram page at the Hannibal TV too. We're also on Twitter at the Hannibal TV and at Devon Hannibal. If you message me, DM, I will follow you back. Good evening, Sophie from the Maritimes. Geraldo is watching this on the Hannibal TV Facebook page. If I could book any superstar from any era for a Mania match, what would it be? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. The last WrestleMania I was probably interested in was WrestleMania 12. And I've just kind of lost interest in WWE ever since then. Anthony Shabbat hopes we have fans at WrestleMania 37. Well, it's going to be in Florida. Jacksonville for AEW Dynamite has anywhere between 150 and 1,000 fans for AEW Dynamite every week. So they had fans in the stadium for NFL games this year too there, or last year I should say. So I could see that they could have fans if they want. WWE is choosing not to have fans at their Raw and SmackDown tapings, but I do believe they do allow 100 fans in the building for their NXT tapings. I thought I saw someone, Mike D has finally became a member. There is that interview I did this week with Ted Arcidi here on the Hannibal TV for members now. It was live for members. It will be posted in full for everyone else pretty soon. That was a great interview. Not long enough, but I made the best use of the time that I had. And yeah, the YouTube memberships are only $1.99 a month, and you're helping me get bigger and better interviews. So I really appreciate it, everyone that subscribes. How has the weather been in Canada? It's been snowing the last few days here where I am, and it's only, I think, about -1 today. It's going down to around -11 tomorrow, and it's going to be colder this week than it has been. So I'm definitely running tonight. I was training with my weights earlier today. I am going to do another update. Speaking of Ted Arcidi, he mentioned in his interview with me that Ultimate Warrior was caught with leaving steroids in a hotel room when he was with WWE, and I had never heard of that. But a fan sent me the information on that came out, and I'm going to do a separate update on that so it doesn't get mixed in to the news today. But thanks for all the questions and comments. Sam Lentz says AEW doesn't have fans. They have weirdo cult followers. That's funny. I'm not an AEW fan. I cannot stand the product. I'm not a fan of it at all. I've given it enough chances. I know that their Dynamite this week is centered around an 8-year-old boy's birthday. And, well, the thought is nice. I mean, that's not going to turn on your average person that's not a wrestling fan. Last week, they did a 0.3 rating for Dynamite. The week before, I think they did 0.25 or 0.26. It's going down. The popularity of AEW is going down for sure. Very interesting. Danny McQuinn says, or Danny Majin says, too many spots in AEW. Too many fake-looking dives with everyone out ready to catch. Too much leg slapping. I'm not a fan of the leg slapping. Joseph Saylor says, do I think it's nerd wrestling? You could say I'm partly a nerd with my love of UFO stuff. So would I consider AEW nerd wrestling? Yes. But I have nothing against nerds because I have some nerd in my blood too. But I don't think many jocks are going to watch AEW. No. And also, if you want to look at the popularity of AEW, they've had their champion Kenny Omega on Impact, and the ratings for Impact, even with the AEW champion, have been absolute crap. Joe Betch tips $5. Says I need to start watching more boxing. There's some great fighters out there. I do watch a lot of boxing, actually, for my own technique reasons. But I have done some boxing interviews on here. I've interviewed why am I saying Orlando Jordan? Michael Spinks. I've interviewed so many. Larry Holmes. I've interviewed Evander Holyfield. A lot of top quality boxers, but boxing isn't as big hit on my channel as wrestling. That's why That's why I cover wrestling more than boxing, but I am interested in boxing. Sophie Marie says AEW is the one promotion where the trainers tell their students not to bother watching wrestling. I haven't seen it too much because the parts that I have seen are just crap. Like it's not what I like at all. Obviously not what J-Dog likes either. He thinks it sucks. PW909 says it's gymnastics pretending to be wrestling. I've never been a gymnastics fan. Yes, they're great athletes. They're wonderful athletes, but I don't want to watch it. You couldn't pay me. You'd have to pay me a large amount to watch gymnastics. And same for AEW. Sam says UFO is more horror genre than nerd. Well, it's also becoming world news as well because more and more info is coming out, and there's going to be more. There's actually UFO news that I'll be releasing in the next 48 hours on here too. Mike tips me $2. He really wants a Virgil or Harris brother interview. I have people working on Virgil. I would like Bob Sapp too, Todd. We're going to get it. The 90s guy says, watch The Phenomenon. I did watch it. I actually bought it on YouTube Movies. I've watched it a bunch of times. I've tried to have the director of The Phenomenon do an interview with me. I've seen he's done some with some channels that aren't nearly as popular as mine. So I suggest any of my fans that are UFO fans watching this, tweet at the director of The Phenomenon and tell him to do an interview with the Hannibal TV. Sophie says she is a nerd when it comes to anything paranormal. Paranormal stuff I'm very interested in, and I hope to get over to England and do some paranormal investigations later this year. So thank you for watching. Yeah, give this a thumbs up, and I'll actually be back soon with my Ultimate Warrior video. And thank you for the $5 tip, Maria. You're great. Wonderful. And you know what? Maria has cookies named after her, for anyone that doesn't know.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow.